Now, this is our first story of the day. And before we start these meditations and podcasts, we're going to start breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth 3 times. Ready? Go. Now, sit back, relax, and listen to the podcasts. This first story is called Halloween Time. So, little Jimmy was a little boy waiting for Halloween. He just finished school and was excited to go trick-or-treating. And he went out. He didn't ask permission from his mom, and he just went out with his costume. His costume was a big spider. And he went out to find some candy. First house he went to, he knew. And they knew him so well, and they thought he was an amazing boy, so they gave him 2 things of mega-sized candy bars. The next house didn't know him so well and thought he was just an ordinary trick-or-treater, and they gave him 3 regular candy bars. Then the further he went on, the less people knew him, and the less he knew them. So, he went off all the way to the next block. And the first house already was suspicious and thought he was a spy. So they left off saying, no candy. And on the next house, they also said no candy. And he kept going on until the 3rd block. At this point, his parents were already on the first block, looking for their child. In the first block, the first person on the house thought to themselves, look, a nice child to kidnap. Let's act like he's a normal trick-or-treater and we're normal trick-or-treatees. Hello, how much candy do you need? Do you like mega-sized candy bars? Jimmy looked shocked. He didn't know anyone this far. And mega-sized? Or do you like king-sized? At this point, Jimmy was in shock. And the person was just about to reach out to kidnap him when his parents went out and yelled at the person on the block. Hey, get away from our child, they said. And the kidnapper was in shock. Oh, are you his parents? Yes, and we heard everything. So they called the police, captured the kidnapper, and went home with Jimmy with his mega-sized candy bars. How did you know he was going to kidnap me? Asked Jimmy. Little Jimmy, a mom knows everything. The end. And the moral of the first story, Halloween Time, is trust your parents because they know almost everything. So if you're about to be kidnapped, think of what your parents would say. If you are about to be assaulted, think, what would your parents say? And if your parents are there, they know exactly what to do. Unless they're the ones doing it, of course. Then they still know what they're doing. If it's like you did something really bad, then that makes sense. If you actually did something good, then that makes no sense and you should probably run away. But still, your parents are your guardian and trust them with all your life. The end. Now, the next story is called Scary Movie Night. Shiloh wanted to watch this new movie that came out. It was called Claws. But her parents warned her that it was really scary and it would scare her life out of her. But my older brother and sister can watch though. Yeah, because they're older, said their parents. She didn't listen though. She went to the movie with her parents. She begged them, and they finally said yes, but they also warned her that it's going to be scary. So they went off, and, well, she was scared, probably even scareder than a scared person who's scared. So she cried when she left, and she swore to listen to her parents evermore. And if they say something's scary or too hard, then she wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Dad. I promise I'll listen to you no matter what. I swear. And she did. The end. Now, the moral of the next story, Scary Movie Night, is listen to your parents at all times. Even if it's something you really want to do, if they say no and have a reason, then you shouldn't do it. Unless you've already done before and you know it's safe or fun. But if it was scary and destructive, then definitely don't do it again. If your parents tell you not to do it, then don't do it. If they don't have a valid reason, still don't do it. This is probably unlikely, but if your parents are psycho killers that adopted you and killed your original parents, then don't listen to them. But sadly, you may not know if they are or not. But just listen to your parents at all times, no matter what. And that's the moral of Scary Movie Night. Now, the final story I'm going to show you is called Gerald and Mila's Flea. Gerald and Mila were both really close siblings and shared the same thoughts and same ideas, same likings, same dislikings. They were basically the same person, except different people. But soon, they both agreed that their parents weren't treating them that well, as if giving them a punishment when doing something totally normal, or to even keeping them in their room, which would seem like normal parenting, but for these two kids, they did not think that was good parenting. Now, they were only 7 at the time and didn't know much about the world, but they ran off of the house on a rainy night. But they stood under the roof in the rain. They had to cuddle up together and wait for the rain to stop. So they slept outside. Their parents were looking for them, and they forgot to look outside. So the next day, the parents kept looking for them and remembered they forgot to check outside. So they checked outside, but Gerald and Mila already went off to the donut shop nearby. I can't find them anywhere, said the mother. Hey, honey, it's going to be okay. They'll pop up eventually, said the father. Hopefully they didn't run away, said the mother. Gerald and Mila went off to the donut shop. Hey, Gerald, you remember where it is? Asked Mila. Not really. I'm just following the wind, I guess, said Gerald. So they went everywhere as they could, remembering where they were in case they remember if the donut shop was left or right. Lightning struck, and the whole world seemed to stop in slow motion. Seemed to stop, other than Gerald and Mila. Ah! What do we do? Yelled Gerald. Mila, I think we have to go back. No, we can't go back. It's even better than our parents. Right, but still they take care of us, right? How? How? Asked Mila. Oh my gosh, look at the subtitles. I mean, it has to be all for a reason, right? Because we haven't met another parent who does the same things as her. That's because there's no other person that does the same things as her, said Mila. Well, I'm going back. And if you figure this out, you will too. Well, I'm not going with you. Don't you understand? They wouldn't hit us, and they put us in a room just for a valid reason. They would do it for a reason. Like, why did they put us in a room, Mila? Why? Because we were eating chips all day? Exactly. That's bad for our health. And how about when they punished us? Well, that's when we put frogs in their bed. Exactly. We're doing stuff bad for them, and we are putting ourselves in danger. So we need them to take care of us, and we need them to survive. Because out here, nothing really matters. And we would just starve, and we would need water, and we would eventually die. Fine, we go back. You remember the way back, right? Yes, follow me. And they went off, sailed across the thunder and lightning when they finally reached home and rang the doorbell. Ding dong! There you are! Oh my gosh, we missed you so much. Did you seriously leave home? Asked the parents. Yeah, but we came back, said Mila. We remembered how important you guys were and how you guys take care of us, said Gerald. And they all went back in, stayed warm, and lived happily ever after. Now, the moral of the final story, Gerald and Mila's Flea, is everything your parents do is for a reason. Like I said last time, if your parents beat you, it's probably for a reason. If your parents lock you in your room and tell you guys not to come out, it's probably for a reason. Just think over what you've done. If you don't understand, think again. And if you think one more time and it just felt like it was normal, then try to talk to your parents. They might feel the same way as you, or they might tell you why they put you in your room, and then maybe you would figure it out from there. So trust your parents is all for a reason. Think about what you did to get yourself in that situation, and then, well, trust your parents. The end. Now, this is the end of today's video, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the series, or the stories, or the morals. So tune in next time, and listen to more podcasts and meditations. And the next story might be even better than the next. So keep breathing in, out, keep practicing your meditations, and have a great rest of your day. The end.